Hi, this is Miss Cindy. I hope everybody's doing great today. Here is another project I am going to attempt with just using items that I have around the house, old supplies. And actually, this one was inspired by the Super Bowl. I have a lot of friends and families that are really heavy into the Super Bowls, from the pools, soon as the season starts, to the Super Bowl parties. So I thought I would do something with that theme only because I knew I had some fabric of the teams. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make a collage with the NFL teams and then frame it. But I'm going to do it like a cork board where I put a layer of batting on here so that I can give them some push pins, and then when the week comes and their team's playing, maybe they could put a push pin in it, or they can just pack it up, and when it's time for the actual Super Bowl next year, they can just pull it out as a decoration. So anyway, I had everything I needed. I have some batting. I'm hoping this is going to be enough. I have some fabric, and then I went and looked into my fabric that I have. I got bins of fabric with themes, and I did find two patterns that had the NFL teams on it. This one is more for a child. The ones with the helmet is more for adults. So this is the one I'm going to use. And it's all cut up because I've used this before, but I'm going to try to see if I can get all of the team's helmets, and that will be the theme for the collage. To get it on the fabric, I just need some Mod Podge. I think the push pins, even when Mod Podge dries, the push pins will still push through. I got plenty of push pins there. And then this is a frame from when I did the bead pillow, which is a previous video. I actually cut the canvas out of there, but the frame was so nice that I said I'm going to hold the frame and do something else with it. So that's a used frame. And then here is my foam board. It's too big for this frame, so I'm going to have to cut it down. And then I'm going to have to hope that I can get all of the teams in a collage. So anyway, that's what this is going to be. When I get started, I'll come back. The first thing I have to do is I got to get a list of all of the teams. And then I'm going to go through and see if I can find the helmets on this pattern. This is, like I said, I've had this stuff for years. So this is old, and I'm not sure it has all of the teams. If it doesn't, I have an idea to get all of the teams. And then I'm going to try to get some of the teams' names, which will maybe fill up some of the spots that shows the fabric. So anyway, when I get started, once I get everything cut and started and ready to glue, I will be back. So everything has been cut now. I had to cut this board down to fit inside this frame. So that's how much I had to cut off. And then I cut my batting to go on top, and then I cut the fabric to go on top. I cut this board a little bit smaller than the actual frame, just a tiny bit, so that this would be the backing, but I want it to fit all the way in the frame, all the way to the top. So that's been done. And then these are the pieces that I cut out from the fabric. These are just the names that I'm going to glue on. And just what I expected was that I didn't have all of the teams. I was missing this one and this one for some reason. So what I did was I just went ahead and used the same process I used when I was doing my decorative plates when I was in business. I put this on transfer paper. I found it online, the colors of the helmets. I put on transfer paper and then just ironed it on a piece of fabric and cut it out. So now I have all of the teams. So I'm not sure if I'm going to staple this on the board. I want to make sure the staples don't go through. So I have some scraps of the board, the batting, and the fabric. So I will go ahead and see if the staple's going to come all the way through. It may not. I do have a staple gun. So that will depend. If it doesn't come through, then I will go ahead and staple this back. I staple it like that. If I think it's going to come through, then I'm just going to glue the back. I'm not going to put any glue on the batting on the front because I don't want that hardness to keep my push pins from going through. So it's just going to be naked on the front and just sealed on the back. Once I get this totally done, and I guess I'll be ready to start gluing the helmets on, I'll show you that progress. Just a quick update. I ended up having to glue the back. I have a heavy duty staple gun, and this is what it looks like, but just on one piece of this board, it came through. So when I saw that, I said, I'm going to just go ahead and glue the back. So I glued it down. It's still drying, so I don't want to mess with it. I did put it in the frame to just make sure that was okay, and it does fit in the frame. And it fits flush, and it comes all the way to the top of the frame. So I'm good there. So once this dries, then I will start. I'm going to lay out some of the helmets first and get an idea where I'm going to put them. I think by this being framed, I'm going to take probably my design. I'll take it all the way to the end because I want to do a collage. So I want everything to be covered. I really don't want too much blue to be showing, if any blue showing at all. So once this dries, we can get started. While I'm waiting for the cushion board to dry, I'm going to go ahead and stain the frame, and I'm going to use a golden oak. I was able to get all of the canvas off of the back, but I cannot get these staples out. It was horrible. Staple remover, butter knife, nothing works, so they're just going to have to stay there. They're smooth because they're embedded so far in, but I couldn't get them out, so I'm going to get ready to get this stain. And like with all my staining, I just take my time. This is my go-to color. I just love this color. I probably will give this 2 coats. I don't expect the blue on the matting to show, but if it does, if some parts do show, it'd be nice to have a dark frame. Okay, I'll go ahead and finish this up, and I'll do the back, and I'll be back. Okay, here's an update on as far as I've gotten. Almost finished. I think I have enough helmets and teams' names to finish this. It's still wet with the Mod Podge. So I will go ahead and finish this, and hopefully when I come back, it'll be done. I'm just going to put the rest of it on. I'm going to do a coat of Mod Podge over the top. And then, like I said, I had an idea of something that I wanted to do on the top. So when I come back, it should be done. Well, I'm finished with this project. All my helmets are glued on. And for the top, I had some extra wood letters. Like I said, I'm trying to use everything I have in there, so I stained those and just put NFL teams. And I even included some push pins at the top, so they don't have to worry about looking for push pins. This came out all right. Actually, I always critique myself once I do something. What I think I made a mistake is I should have actually cut all of the helmets out instead of leaving some of the white material on it. Because once you put that Mod Podge, it actually is clear. So it's picking up the white from the fabric underneath the helmet. But hey, uh, I can't do nothing about it now. It's been coated with Mod Podge, so it's real shiny. But anyway, this was just another project using supplies I had around the house, and yes, I gave them a brief of what it was going to look like, and they definitely want it. So at least it won't go in the trash. Anyway, if you like the content, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe. I'm going to try to come up with something else I can do with all the supplies I've had in the house. This was a used canvas frame. This was old fabric that I had. I have plenty of wood letters. I may do something with wood letters. I have push pins. So once again, oh, and the board on the back, I had all of this stuff. So I will be back soon with something else as soon as I come up with something else I can do. Have a great day and thank you.